Hello. I'm Shirley Reese of the Peregrinnatti, the storyteller. For years, I've been telling stories, biblical stories, stories of people's interactions with our Savior Yeshua. And a few years ago, I decided to put my stories into a children's book format. And just recently, I published the third in a trilogy on the birth of Jesus, Yeshua. The first one being Mary's story, a perspective of Jesus' birth from her point of view. The second one is the shepherd's story, where the shepherds tell the story of that night the angels announced the birth of Yeshua. And the third one, just hot off the presses, is called Joseph's Story. A son is given. And I am excited about these books. They are glossy cover paperback. And what I've tried to do with them is to write a more biblically accurate story of the events surrounding the birth of Yeshua and his birth. And I did this because it came to my attention several years ago that too many of our young people were leaving faith by the time they finished high school, and especially by the time they finished college. They no longer followed the faith of their fathers. And I was praying about this because I have 4 grandchildren, 2 that are in college and 2 soon to be in college. And what really struck me was when our children are small, we tell them stories about Santa and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, and we make those seem so real and they're fun and they're exciting. But then we also tell them stories about Jesus. And when they get older, one day they become aware that Santa is just a story. The Easter Bunny's not real. The Tooth Fairy is mom or dad putting money under my pillow. And sadly, Jesus is in that basket too. So if we tell our children, have them believe that some things are real and then they find out they're not real, Jesus lots of times gets thrown out with Santa and the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. So in my books, I write stories that I try to be more biblically accurate. The illustrations are fantastic. I have a wonderful illustrator. And in the back of the book, I put what I call additional thoughts. And this is a place for a little bit more nitty gritty information. Children like to ask questions, and having this in the back perhaps can give you more detail to fill in your child's knowledge. And I think instead of dumbing our children down, which has been what the school systems have done for way too long, let's build them up and let's treat them like they are intelligent, knowledgeable, capable of learning and knowing truth. And that's what I've endeavored to do in this series of books that I'm writing. So, I would encourage you to purchase the set. We are offering this set of 3, which is Mary's Story, the Shepherd's Story, and Joseph's Story, for a combined price of $25 plus $7 shipping. And if you buy it from me, that would be a blessing. So you can get the links in the description box and contact info, and I hope to hear from you.